Day 6 of camp. Day 5 of on field. If I'm wrong, then the title's the right one. Got some videos for you. What is up, Finn fans? Another day of camp in the books. We got to relax yesterday. They had the day off, but we didn't get to relax. And I'm going to talk about that right now. So, unfortunately, Gotzi is on the COVID list. He tested positive. I am not, and I repeat, not getting into any discussions about the fact that he tested positive, even though he has the vaccination. If you don't understand how the vaccination works, not talking about it because it's another scenario, just like politics, that I'm not touching with a 10-foot pole. Okay? Not talking about it. But the fact that he tested positive, the way the COVID list works is even if you're in contact, you go on the COVID list. So Gesicki and Shaheen, unfortunately, put on the COVID list, but the Dolphins do bring in a tight end today, and I'll get to that when I talk about camp stuff. Now, one more other thing I want to talk about. I was watching videos yesterday, and I'll pop up the one video of Waddle going in motion and then Tua hitting him on a crossing route. And you are slowly seeing, and it's the tip of the iceberg, because in training camp they don't show pretty much anything to the public when it comes to their installing of the playbooks. Same thing with when it comes to preseason. But you are starting to see what this playbook is starting to look like. Motions, wide receiver motions. Tua is having command of the offense, moving people around, pointing out for me, like, you're seeing what we can do. And that play alone, where Waddle comes into motion, snaps, the wide receiver bumps into the DB. It is not a pick play because, one, it's under 5 yards, and two, he is just running his route, gets wide open on a crossing route. He dumps it to him and just takes it upfield. I'll talk more about this in the plays today, because I even recap it and kind of talk about it a little bit. But I just wanted to show you guys that clip and just talk about how the offense that the Dolphins are running right now is perfect for Tua, perfect for Waddle, perfect for Wilson, and it's even perfect for Parker and Fuller and Williams, these deep threat guys. And I'll talk about that when I get to it in my notes. Just wanted to talk about that real quick. So let's talk about what Brian Flores had to say before practice, and then we'll get into some practice notes. So he said Javon is doing some good things. It is very early in camp. From an alignment and assignment standpoint, he's doing the right things. They're bringing Javon Holland on very slowly, and that is kind of what Brian Flores' MO is with these young guys. He did the same thing with Noah Benogany, but he unfortunately got thrown to the Wolves or the Sharks, or, again, whatever one you use. Week 2 against the Bills. McCourty seems to be the corner of the safety opposite of Rowe, so Javon seems to be coming in slowly. Speaking of McCourty, he talks about him. He says he is smart, tough, experienced player. He has leadership qualities. He has played this position in the past. It's not the first time he has done it, essentially playing safety. We just have to be ready to make adjustments, be flexible as a staff and an organization when it comes to the COVID list. Again, I am not talking about it because people get very angry. And just, I'm not talking about it. But tomorrow being pads for the first time, he says good fundamentals, good technique, and good pad level. Again, good communication. Good communication leads to good execution. Know your assignment, know your responsibility. That's what he's looking for tomorrow. He talks about Jesse Davis. He has a modified approach to today. Davis isn't the only player on a modified approach. And essentially, modified approach is limited snap counts. I guess it's that veteran thing. He talks about Tua. He says Tua's off to a good start. Still a long way to go. Still very early. Good command of the offense, his mechanics and fundamentals. He's working on those every day. And I have a tweet from Omar Kelly later in the video that's going to blow your socks off, because a lot of people think Omar Kelly is anti-Tua and Omar Kelly does not like Tua. I got a tweet that's going to blow your socks off. You're going to have to go find them because they flew off in the other room and put them back on. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about that he says is about X. He says X had a little bit of a setback today on his ankle. He will not be out there today. As far as contract, we will continue to have dialogue. Take it one step at a time. We are moving in the right direction. I also have little tidbits about Xavier Howard and the fans. throughout today's video. So again, you guys know how I feel about Xavier Howard. Make it work, Miami. Get it done. Pre-camp notes. While Wilkins and Zeiler come out, everyone cheers. They're the first guys on the field. I'm hearing it is very, very hot. I'm pretty sure TD, who was there, is going to talk about it in his live stream later today. I'm hearing it's very hot. Devontae Parker is off of the PUP. Thank the Lord in heaven. But no Fuller, no Preston Williams. And unfortunately now Preston Williams is put on the COVID list. So, Preston, come on, man. And then they signed tight end Sal Cannella. I think that's how you say his name, with, all the tight ends being on the COVID list and all that stuff. Individual workouts. I have the video of Devontae Parker with a nice catch from Tua in the back of the end zone. It's just kind of a warm up. But then I also have this video of Tua hitting Jakeem Grant on a touchdown. Great play there. This is red zone warm-ups 3-on-3. Grant and Wilson were the starting wide receivers. Then Tua throws to Parker, covered, but he gets his toes down, and I have that video as well. You guys can see that while I'm talking about it. So I got 3 videos in a row for you guys. Jacoby Brissett tries to fit into Grant, covered by Brandon Jones. Grant can't come down with it. Then Jerome Baker coverage causes Tua to throw the ball away following one route and going to another. Jerome Baker doing very, very well in coverage. We all know that that's one of his strengths when it comes to playing linebacker. Great touch pass from Tua to Grant over the defender for a touchdown. That is the one thing that Tua always does really well, is he gets a nice little touch on his passes to get it right over the defender into the receiver's hands. We saw it with that touchdown pass, day 1 or day 2 of camp, where he hit Albert Wilson for a nice long touchdown, got right over the 2 defenders into his shoulder. Brissett has to take a sack. Great coverage by Askew on Askew, Holly and Munson. Boyer yells, "That's the idea." Again, defense coordinator very happy about that. Brissett to Wilson on a curl, ball off target, but Wilson still catches it for a would-be touchdown. Albert Wilson having a fantastic camp so far. Jalen Askew, a pass break up on Tua to Brown on a curl route. Throw is a little bit late. Got to get that ball out a little quicker. And Jamal Perry with a pass break up on Jacoby Brissett. Now, this next little section, one side of the field is 7-on-7s in the red zone. The other side of the field is 11-on-11s. Now, the other side of the field, which was the 11-on-11s, we're working on run drills and run installs. So I'm not going to really talk about that side. I'm going to be talking about the other side. And Tua and Brissett switch a lot. So, just a little tidbit, though. Eichenberg was playing left guard today, and Jesse Davis was at right tackle. So, see how that all goes. Aguavin with a nice pass break up on Jacoby Brissett, and then Jacoby Brissett finds Foster for a touchdown. And again, Tua's just working on handoffs on 11-on-11, and then they switch, and then Tua hits Wilson for a touchdown. Noah and Nick Needham were the corners, and then Tua hits Myles Gaskin for a touchdown as well. Tua to Durham Smythe incomplete, but they call pass interference on that one. And then Perry makes a nice play after catch from Sinnett to find the end zone. Little backstory, or little. I'm not going to be talking about Reed Sinnett. As I'm reading what he does and hearing, he's doing horrible in camp. It's literally Jacoby Brissett and Tua's job. I don't even think Reed Sinnett is going to make the roster. He'll probably go to the practice squad. Also, if you watch TD's live stream the other day, they practice so quick that there are plays that are missed. So, I'm trying, I try to get as much as I can, but I'm not there, unfortunately. Then they talk, for all you guys who are interested in punters and special teams and all that stuff, they do a punt install, and the first punt was bad by Pilardi. It's his first bad punt all camp. Grant, Waddle, and Perry were returners, and then Pilardi was just bombing them. 50-yard punts, hang time of 4.6 seconds, which is important. You want the gunners to get down there. Pilardi seems like he's a really big, nice pickup for us. Defensive walkthrough, McCourty with Rowe, Needham with Noah. So those seem to be the guys. Again, he was talking about Jesse Davis and the modified, camp. Seems to be the same thing with Byron Jones. And Dieter Versker seems to be the real competition. Then we got 7-on-7s, Tua to Waddle on a check down for 3 yards, and then Tua overthrows Smythe, who was open in the end zone. Tua to Long on a crossing route. Rowe was in tight coverage there, but he still gets the ball where it needs to be. Tua to Long, big completion throws. Before Long even gets off his break, and nice pass. That's what you want from your quarterback. If you're running an out route, as soon as the corner, the receiver tight end starts to turn his body, you want that ball to be there so they can keep going. Great play there. Jacoby Brissett underneath to Ahmed for 5 yards. Then Jacoby Brissett to Merrick. Low pass, cannot bring it in. Brissett nearly picked off by Terrell Bonds, but drops it. Brissett to Bowden, picked off by Fedulum for a pick 6. I have that video, which I will play for you guys. To a nice throw to Mac Hollins down the seam as a tight end. So he was doing some tight end work. Ball finds him as soon as he turns his head. Another great anticipation throw by Tua. Tua with a rope to Albert Wilson over Brandon Jones. Again, he has that touch to his passes to get over the defender. Ahmed hurt trying to evade a tackler. They were checking him on the field. I don't really have an update right now for that. I will get to you as soon as I do. Brissett to Ford, who had to... Actually, sorry. Later on, he gets up. He seems to be fine. So he's probably a little banged up. He probably won't go tomorrow for pads. Then Brissett to Ford, who turns back behind his body to bring the ball in, fighting with the skew to get it, but he does catch it. And then Brissett behind can't bring in the catch to Ford. Now 11 on 11s. This is where the magic happens. 11 on 11s. Again, no pads though. So offensive line, defensive line can't do much, but here we go. Dieter still the starting center, and Skura is running with the 2s. Not what I expected, but I'm happy with it. Fans chanting, "Let's go, Howard," because Xavier Howard was on the sideline watching. To a quick pass to Wilson in the flat. Zips pass defender, really using Yak to open up the deep play. Now, I wrote that, and now I can explain it to you. Essentially, what I was talking about before is you're going to have these Yak plays, right? Yards after your catch, where Wilson and Bowden and Foster and Waddle are going to be doing these motions, crossing routes, all these type of routes where the defense is going to have to respect it, because these are the type of receivers that if you're like, oh, whatever, you catch it underneath, they might break your ankles and take it to the house. So you have to respect it. It's just like the play action on run games. You keep doing that, we have Fuller, Parker, and Williams, even Foster, who can go up over the top. We're going to have combined routes where the crossing routes and underneath routes with streak routes and seam routes and stuff like that are really going to confuse defenses and help us out drastically. So I'm very excited for the way this playbook seems to be coming to, and it seems to be a very good Madden playbook if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Then the fans start chanting, "Let's pay Howard." A majority of the fan base wants Howard to come back, so make it work, Miami. Make it work. Tua drills a pass to Waddle across the middle. I don't know why my brain shut off there. And he was one tackle away from breaking off an 80-yard touchdown pass. And that's exactly what I'm talking about, especially with these shifty receivers we have. Tua short to Waddle, then short to Wilson next play. Trill Williams comes free on Jacoby Brissett. Would have been a sack there. Brissett flushed out, finds receiver on comeback, out of bounds though. One fan screams, "Let's trade Howard," and everyone boos him. So again, the minority of the fan base doesn't want him on the team anymore, and the majority does. Sinnett had Kirk Merritt wide open behind defense, but overthrew him badly, and that is why I'm not really going to talk about Sinnett. If you want me to, let me know, but I don't think it's kind of a waste of time to talk about Reed Sinnett. Tua throws check down to Brown, but took too long, so probably would have been a sack there. Christian Wilkins in the backfield for a would-be sack on Tua. Again, without the pads on, the offensive line has a hard time blocking any of these pass rushers. Tua on a deep out to Wilson, far hash. Ball gets there before DB with a ton of zip. That's all I keep hearing from Tua this camp, is the kid has a ton of zip on his passes. Tua throws a nice 9-yard pass, and then crowd now chanting, "We love Howard." Make it work, baby. And then I have this tweet from Omar Kelly. Like I said, I have a little tidbit. And a lot of people think that Omar doesn't like Tua, which I think is funny because he was the one who's like, says so much good things about him. But this is the tweet I have from Omar. Tua's really showing a mastery of this offense I didn't expect at this point. Ball is out quick. It's accurate and out in perfect spot for receivers often. I'm not getting my hopes up. Again, you guys know my motto. I'd rather be surprised than let down. But I'm hearing too many good things about Tua coming out of camp. And if for all you people who are like, it was just camp. This is where you learn. This is where you see. There's no pass rush. Of course. But the ball placement is important. If you can't, look at Reed Sinnett. He can't hit a freaking the side of a barn door, barn wall, whatever the saying is. The ball placement, getting it through the defenders, getting it to them before the defenders, the reads, all that stuff. Yes, there's no pressure in his face, but he's making the plays, and it's a very encouraging. We'll see when the pads come on, and we'll see in preseason. But to look at what Tua's doing this week in camp and to brush it off because you don't like the kid is just, it's just something I'm not going to take seriously because he's doing very well. If people want to get all high and tidy or whatever it's called for other quarterbacks who do really well in camp, hey, look at him, look at that. Do the same thing for Tua. More 11-on-11s. Davis and Raekwon Davis and Wilkins would be sacked on Tua, crashing the middle. Tua rolls onto his left, McCourty in tight coverage. With Wilson, Tua ends up throwing the ball away. Good decision there. Keep making those good decisions. Tua to Hollins on a touchdown. Noah was in coverage. Again, Skura running with the second teamers. Duke Riley with a pass breakup on a pass to Laird from Jacoby Brissett. Brissett to Foster, beat Trill Williams for a 12-yard touchdown. Tua to Waddle for a slant for a touchdown. Dieter, nice pass protection on Raekwon Davis, but again, no pads, so take it with whatever you want. Tua to Smythe, corner route. McCourty, nice coverage, pass breakup. A little under thrown to Smythe. Butler collapses the pocket, forces Tua out, would be sacked from Ginkle, which that's what you want. You want your interior guys to crash and collapse the pocket, force the quarterback to roll out either left or right, and then have your outside linebackers come in and clean up the sack. So it's good play on the defense. Brissett to Bowden, back of the end zone for a touchdown. Then Brissett lobs up for Merrick, off target, no good. Holland in coverage there. Then Jacoby Brissett to Hearns for a nice 2-yard touchdown. Then Sanders comes out. He starts kicking field goals like a madman, makes them all. And then he hits a 50-yarder that, from what I'm hearing, would have been good from 60. Then 11-on-11 from their own 25. Tua RPO, pulls the ball out, throws a quick slant to Mac Hollins. Handoff to Gaskin, nowhere. Jerome Baker was right there to make the tackle, but again, no pads. Take that with whatever you want. Tua to Grant, dropped a little behind as Agba is in charge, Noah in coverage, but there was a flag on the play. Flag on the play, PI on that one. Jacoby Brissett to Bowden, down the seam with 3 defenders, put the ball in right where it needs to be. I looked down, I looked up, lost my spot. Jacoby Brissett to Allen Hearns on a deep post route. Zeiler with a would-be sack pushed Allen Hearns, Brissett, out of the pocket. Neto, a lot of you guys asked me about Derval Neto. Running with the second team as a left guard. So maybe he makes the team, or, he'll probably go to the practice squad, but maybe he gets some play time. I hope not, because that means there was injury, but you know what I'm saying. Brissett to Kirkmaier, big chunk play over the middle. Then Tua comes in, Tua to Grant, low slides, tries to catch it, but he drops it. Tua hits Hollins on a deep 15-yard curl route. Ginkle gets clean. Tua throws the ball away immediately. Again, great play there. If you see that pressure in your face, don't try to make something out of nothing. That's how you got hurt, bud. Brissett to Tucker, bobbled. Trill Williams picks it off. Brissett, quick 3-yard slant. And then Brissett to Foster, potential touchdown flagged. PI on LeBlanc. And then they did quick hurry up 2-minute drill. Both of them ended up in field goals. And that was camp today. A lot to do, a lot to talk about. Got you a bunch of videos. Comment below. What do you think? I still, like I said, Tua, I think is doing solid in camp. I think he is learning. He is growing. He's making the throws he needs to. I'm very encouraged by what I'm seeing from him. I'm very encouraged what I'm seeing from Waddle, from Wilson. It's very encouraging to see Devontae Parker back. Kirk Merritt is doing fantastic. The defense, a lot of, crashing up the middle from Wilkins, Davis, Ginkle getting pressure. No one's struggling here and there. Trill Williams got beat a few times, but all around a good practice. And what I look for in a good practice is defense makes plays, offense makes plays. It's a nice yin and yang, back and forth. Very good practice. But be sure to comment below. Let me know what you guys think, and I'm going to get to one of you guys' comments of the day. And this comment comes from Cameron Sparks. Go follow him on Twitter. He does some fantastic stuff over on Twitter. He says, whose stock has risen in the most so far in training camp, in your opinion? Also, on the flip, whose stock is going down? I would say, there's so many players that their stock is just rising. Albert Wilson. But if you guys remember, I think it was like preseason, even him coming pre-draft, even him coming back from, opting out. I said that he fits what Tua does and what Tua likes to throw to the best. So to me, it's not a surprise he's doing really well. Even like Waddle and, but like Foster, his stock is going up. He's doing great. Kirk Merritt, his stock is shooting up. He's doing great. Christian Wilkins is having a great camp. So is Raekwon Davis. But again, they're defensive linemen. So until the pads come on, can't really tell. Tua's doing fantastic. His stock is going up. Even the defense, we're not hearing a lot from Byron Jones or anything like that. But, Trill Williams, Javon Holland, their stock is going up. For stocks going down, Preston Williams. He's not on the field. Now he's on the COVID list. His stock is going down. Trying to think of other bad players that are getting beat. There's not many. I might be not really looking at things, or maybe it's just my brain not working right now. But like, we can't really judge the running game to see whose stock's going down. To me, it's mostly just Preston Williams. He's struggling a little bit to get even on the field. I'm trying to think defensive side. Maybe Noah. Noah's been getting beat a few. And he seemed to be the guy who gave up a few touchdowns, even though I just had him as stock up. But yeah, I'd have to say Preston Williams for me. He needs to get on the field. But comment below, who in your mind is stock up, stock down so far in camp? Tomorrow's camp is going to be incredibly, incredibly, incredibly important. First time on pads. So if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be talking about it tomorrow. Like usual, guys, check out Backroom Collections. They just sent me some new artwork that they were working on. I'll pop it up. Go check them out if you like their artwork. Again, it doesn't have to be NFL. It could be any sport. Use the promo code DouglieDoW. Get yourself 10% off. Link is in the description. Patch Vibes, check them out as well. It's great patches, t-shirts, all the great stuff. Use the promo code DouglieDoW. Get yourself 20% off. And check out Miami Sports Music. Great collection of YouTubers, podcasters. Go over there, check it out. Use the promo code. Hey, it's Doug. How are you? You don't use a promo code for that one. I'm just on a roll right now. I want to get you guys this content. Now I'm going to go edit it. So you'll probably see it in another 20, 30 minutes because it takes me a while to edit and then upload. But other than that, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. First day of pads, unless news breaks of some other stuff happening. I'll try to get it to you later tonight. But like usual, stay classy. Fins up.